After being married for 30 years, we got divorced. Maybe 9 years later, we got back together. And then a few years after that, we got married again. And we're happier than ever.
We met each other in summer stock. He was playing Billy Bigelow in Carousel, and I was playing Carrie Pippage, who was a comedian.
And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around.
This sounds over the top, but it was almost as though, like you see those special effects in a movie where everything kind of goes dark and there's just a light on this one person, and that's the way this woman hit me.
We just connected. It was wonderful.
Elizabeth sang before me, and she was really good, which was a great relief because I was already struck by this woman. But you know, you're an actor and a singer in show business, and if the person you fall in love with is a singer and they're not any good, you got a problem.
And he was a wonderful singer, just a fabulous singer. I was so impressed.
I sang that better than I ever sang it before or since, knowing that Betsy Hepburn was sitting outside listening to me sing. I found out later that I really blew her socks off.
I liked him, and he was, he was on my case.
Every day I asked her out for dinner, and every day she had to wash her hair.
It was interesting. I was dating someone named Ben at the time.
I was getting ready after rehearsal one day to drive my Vespa into town to the laundromat to do some laundry. And she said, "Oh, are you going to do the laundry?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "I've got some laundry." I said, "Come along." So our first date was at a laundromat in Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
He said to me, "I feel like I know you."
I just had this feeling that I knew her. I can't explain it.
My eyes rolled in my head. And we came back to the city separately. But as soon as I was in my apartment, he was at the door. About 3 weeks later, we finally said, well, he said, I guess we should get married. I said, yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
We were extremely compatible.
So we got married. And the rest is, that's when the games began.
She went about her career, I went about mine.
So we were doing fine. And then I got sick. Whoa, I mean, really major, big time sick. I had to have a kidney out. I mean, ouch. And I had to have chemotherapy after that, and it was like a big 7-year event. I really got into spirit. I got better, I got totally better. And there were, they gave me 5 years to live. That was a long time ago.
Went through a number of health crises from which she emerged.
You know, Ben and me, that first bout with cancer was very, very hard on him, and he didn't have a clue, but he was good. He stood by me, and he was there.
After we'd been married for 25 years or so, things started getting a little funky, and I can't really put my finger on it. Even now, I can't be real explicit about what happened. I know I had started a business and it wasn't making any money.
Ben and I had a very difficult period, and I ended up leaving.
This was, without a doubt, the low point of my life. I was very distressed and very upset. For a long time, I went into therapy.
And I mean, my heart was broken. I mean, I couldn't believe that I was leaving my marriage.
What happened to me was a loss of self-esteem. When the person that knows you best, that is the center of your life, decides they do not want to be with you anymore, it's really tough on your self-esteem. I really started feeling like I was a worthless piece of crap.
It was just the saddest thing I ever did, and yet I knew I had to do it. I'm all about heart. I'm all about sharing my heart. I'm all about sharing love. And I got so sad about whatever was happening to us. I mean, it was almost inexplicable to me, but I couldn't feel the love in my heart anymore.
My life was a shambles. My friends kept fixing me up on dates and went out with a lot of very attractive women. None of them interested me in the least. I think you could say that we were apart for like 6 years. What happened with her was 9/11.
I had to gather everyone that I loved to my heart, everybody in my life.
She started thinking about the people that really meant the most to her in her life and wanting to bring them close. And I was on the top of that list.
He was right there at the front of the line.
And we started dating, for want of a better term.
So we started going to the movies and seeing each other and taking walks in the park. And
I don't know how to describe it. It was awkward, but yet it wasn't. It was
Ben probably told you about my Better and Better series.
One of the projects I had was something that Elizabeth had written, and it ultimately came to be known as the Better and Better series. And it was a series of videos to support surgery patients, to help people get relaxed and feel secure before surgery. And so then Elizabeth and I, not only were we dating, but we were working together on a joint project. I was the director and editor. She was the presenter, the writer, and the singer. I think it was in early June of 2005. She said, I think it's time for me to move back in. Well, I can't tell you how wonderful that felt. 2 or 3 years later, she said, maybe we should get married.
It was the most beautiful day. It was like a summer day.
So that was, as of this moment, 19 years ago. I jokingly say that I like my second wife a lot better than I like my first wife. And she says the same thing about her second husband.
He's very good to me, and we've been together for a long time.
Having experienced the loss of this person who was the center of my life, and then having gotten her back again, there's really nothing that I wouldn't do to preserve that relationship and to support that relationship.
There he is,
Hello.
your friend and mine.
Have these boys been nice to you?
Oh, very nice.
Good. I have no idea what she told you. Probably all lies, but I hope that it inspires some people that have broken up and want to get back together, that it's possible to do it. And I'm certainly glad we did it.
Well, I'm glad we did it too. When I left, it wasn't like I couldn't wait to get out there and start dating and, you know, get into it. I couldn't hear my soul. I couldn't hear my muse anymore. I wasn't writing, I wasn't singing, I wasn't doing, and I knew that I had to sort of reconnect with those. And that was one of the main reasons I left.
The end is never the end. I mean, life is filled with new beginnings. I know people that turn 65 and they think they're old and they're ready to give up. Well, I'm 83 and I haven't gotten there yet, you know? And I don't intend to. I've been told my whole life to act my age. Never did it. Still don't. Thank you very much.